Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. We're gonna get through this. That's
The opportunity while I was there of being the accountant for Floyd Mayweather for a number of years.
Oh, wow.
And just unbelievable experiences when I was working with him. I mean, stories that I can share, stories there. There'd be 4 or 5 very expensive sports cars out front of our building and 20 people coming in and sitting down and going through the various items that we needed to, but always very flashy, very, very out there. You know, but something that many people, it's public knowledge, not sharing anything that's not out there, but something many people don't realize is he suffered a lot through his life with depression. It's something that he's struggled.
Right now, those assets, claimed to be worth over $600 million, are locked. They can't be sold, transferred, or touched until the investigation confirms whether or not Floyd legally owns them. What triggered all of this was Floyd's own decision to publicize a supposed deal he posted. Multiple videos showing off the properties and claiming he had made a major purchase in Manhattan. His tone was confident, even proud, and the videos were clearly meant to impress his audience. Reactions came fast.
To making sure that the homeless situation is cleaned up. This is one of the ways that they're doing it, and it looks like there could be possibly lots of different ways to scam the system.
And Floyd Mayweather is a provocative and controversial figure, but I think this article may make people think about him differently.
Fans flooded the comments. Media outlets ran stories, and the sheer scale of the claim drew attention far beyond the boxing world. But once authorities began to fact-check the ownership records, the truth became impossible to ignore. None of the buildings were registered under Mayweather's name.
My lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
That discovery didn't just poke holes in his credibility. It triggered a chain reaction. Federal investigators, already aware of his financial claims over the years, took this as a reason to dig deeper. They went back through his older records and began freezing other assets linked to him. And as of now, nothing can be moved until a full audit is completed. What makes this more serious is that Floyd himself has admitted in past interviews that real estate has become his main source of income since stepping away from professional boxing. So if those accounts are frozen, that cash flow disappears at least temporarily, and with a lifestyle as high maintenance as his, that's no small thing.
Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan.
To complicate matters further, this financial storm hit just as Floyd was preparing to make one of his most ambitious moves yet. A $700 million push to buy a stake in the NFL's New York Giants. He wasn't doing this alone. Partnered with real estate investor Mir Orbich, the two were planning to lead a group effort to acquire a 10% share in the team. The Giants, valued at over $7.5 billion, are one of the league's oldest and most iconic franchises. It would have been a huge deal, one that made Floyd even move $200 million into escrow to signal his commitment and seriousness about the investment.
In 36 months, of course, with one of my new investments, I would be making $300 million a month. But
what investment is that?
Just in real estate.
Got you.
And I'm heavy in real estate. I'm real heavy in real estate. Even though, you know, I got my own liquid. And that means cash. For those, I break it down in layman's terms. Even though I got...
Plan, however, is now in jeopardy. Not only is his financial status under question, but his partner Mir Orbich has remained largely silent in recent days when Reporters reached out for comment. He responded with a vague statement saying only that he and his partners are always exploring different business opportunities, including team ownership, and declined to offer anything more specific. That kind of response under normal circumstances might not raise alarms, but given the timing, it's being seen as a sign that something behind the scenes might not be adding up.
He misunderstood. And he just wanted to be treated fair. And this is for any team that's watching right now. We'll make them a deal. If they sign AB and AB go through the whole season, no problems at all. And then they got to give us 20 million. But if he mess up, then we got to give them 20 million. So if any team want to match that, reach out to us.
Naturally, that's caused more questions. Why hasn't Orbich confirmed whether Floyd is still part of the deal? Why is there so much hesitation to publicly discuss details of everything? Is legitimate for now, no one knows for sure, but the longer the silence continues, the more uneasy the situation begins to look. If you know
returns, like over his lifetime, he's going to make $300 million off the deal. It just doesn't make sense, especially with the amount of power players in NYC who would have already bought those 62 units if it was so lucrative. The white guy would have easily bought those 62 units up. And this is where I think the bigger understanding comes in. Because if you don't know, the true owner is Black Spruce Management. Mayweather at most holds a minority ownership stake, and likely through a financial vehicle with options to.
Adding fuel to the fire, Eddie Hearn voiced suspicions about Floyd's financial stability months ago. Speaking in an interview, he said, "I don't think he has the kind of money he says he has. I'm not saying is broke, but with how much his spending and how often he does exhibitions, it makes you wonder." At the time, his words drew a lot of attention. Floyd laughed it off when someone showed him the clip and responded by saying, "He always has something slick to say." But now Hearn's words seem a lot more grounded in reality.
If you know how much money you got, you really don't have no money. So if you know how many buildings you got, you don't really have no buildings. So I think I own right now somewhere upwards of 100 buildings or more. And in 99% of my buildings are in New York.
That kind of stuff. It just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like it's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things though? Do you think
for money?
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
I think he still needs the money.
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years.
the money. But you know when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's...
Others in the industry have echoed the concern. Boxing analyst Rick Glazer posted that while it's hard to believe Mayweather is truly facing financial hardship, the rumors are coming from credible sources. He described the problem as deeply rooted, suggesting that this isn't just a misunderstanding or a PR mishap. It's a genuine issue that could escalate. And just when things seemed like they couldn't get any messier, Floyd posted a new video online, this time promoting a cryptocurrency called ASIP based in Thailand. In the video, he encouraged fans to invest in the coin, promising various rewards, including a live Zoom call with him and the project founder, $100 cash back if they invested at least $20 in even one of his WBC championship belts. Most surprisingly, he offered a private training session with him as a prize to one lucky winner.
I mean, it's the new wave. It's what everybody's doing. And I started, of course I started with boxing, but then of course now it's real estate. My real estate portfolio is crazy, but I'm truly blessed. I'm truly blessed. And if cryptocurrency is the new wave, you know what?
That kind of offer from someone who usually doesn't give away much for free raised eyebrows instantly. Why would Mayweather tie himself so heavily to a coin that few people had heard of, and why so many rewards, especially tied to significant sums of money? To many, it felt like a desperate attempt to generate fast cash. And given the timing, those suspicions don't seem far-fetched when you step back and look at the full picture. It's clear that this isn't just about a single lie on Instagram. It's a series of questionable decisions, financial red flags, and failed transparency. Floyd is still publicly smiling, still dressing like a king, still talking like the money is endless, but behind the scenes, the Foundation looks shaky.
Doesn't even hurt his record.
Because of the drug of boxing. Just
also
like
money.
Just like but I don't even think he don't need any money. He
spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any. Floyd,
Are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's playing for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests that he can get money from.
Hopefully.
And not just.
There's real chance that more of his assets could be seized, more deals could fall. Through and more of his past claims could be challenged or disproven it was. Just recently that even the employees at Mayweather Boxing and Fitness and Loss, Angeles walked out after going unpaid. For weeks they didn't just quit quietly. They staged a protest outside the gym. With signs and microphones, one sign read, "The money team has no money." Another said hard work, dedication, and then, what? Others escalated the message. Labor trafficking in modern day. Slavery. These phrases weren't just theatrics, these were signs held by employees who believed they had reached their limit.
No, this is for real. Hey. No pay!
Where's Money Mayweather? Hard work?
Dedication!
No pay!
Money Mayweather where? I don't see you.
Rent won't wait.
I got bills to pay.
What happens next likely depends on whether Floyd responds. Directly if he addresses the workers, pays outstanding wages and takes accountability of his actions and lies. He might turn the narrative around. If he stays quiet, the situation might snowball into courtrooms and headlines, but so far, no word, no statement, no video response, no public payroll confirmations, and no apology, just the situation escalating. And it's all pointing to one ending. Floyd's financial life is strained and might be worse in the coming days. What do you think? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.